Hey everybody, welcome to Scott Cooks. If you ever wanted to cook an entire meal in one pot, then this video is for you. Tonight we're going to be cooking mashed potatoes, meatloaf, and honey glazed carrots at the same time in the same pot. Now that sounds impossible, but it's not with the new Ninja Foodi pressure cooker with smart lid. And that's what we're going to use tonight, and let's get started. Let's start this off with making the meatloaf. In fact, we're going to make two meatloafs, two small meatloafs, and we're just going to set those aside as we prepare the rest of the meal for the foodie. But I like to get this part done first. It's messy. We're going to get our hands in there. And now you probably got a million ways to make a meatloaf. This is quick and it's simple and it's easy. You can obviously just go ahead and throw in whatever you want to throw in, but this is my way. Here we go. Got a pound of hamburger here. This is Angus beef. I believe this is 90-10. 80-20 would be the lowest or the highest fat content that I would want to use because we are going to have potatoes underneath, so you want to kind of cut the grease back as much as you can. One egg. Half a cup of breadcrumbs. I'm using panko. About a quarter cup of ketchup. You can guesstimate this one. Leave your ketchup out. You're going to need a little bit for the topping. All right, put your favorite cheese in, however much or as little as you want. Parmesan works well here. I'm using a medium cheddar, and the reason for that is I'm also going to be making cheddar mashed potatoes in the bottom. So just kind of trying to match the flavor profiles up a little bit. Salt and pepper, or in this case, a little of this. And that's it. That's a quick and easy meatloaf. We're just going to brush a little ketchup on the top. So I'm going to combine these ingredients. I'm going to split it into two sections and form those into two small meatloaves and just set them over on a plate on a piece of parchment paper. Let them get to room temperature as I get the potatoes and everything else ready. So let's go ahead, make sure your hands are clean and get on in there. There's no better way to make meatloaf than mix it with your hands, y'all. I'm not going to weigh it, but that looks pretty close to me. So I'm going to pull these out on a piece of parchment, like I said, and form them up into two small meatloaves. They won't cook very well if you leave it as one big giant one. So you need to break them down into two smaller ones. Let's get that parchment ready. Spray your parchment. And we're going to do one at a time. So let's get it into a ball, and then we're going to start to form it into an oval. About like that. And slide him out the way. Get the next one going. Now these will be sitting on the reversible rack on top of a piece of aluminum foil. So you don't want to make them too long and they won't fit on the rack. So about like that should do it. So I recommend doing these first. That way you can let them sit come to room temperature, they're going to cook so much better than when they're semi-frozen from the refrigerator. So we're just going to go ahead and set these aside. The next thing we can go ahead and prep are our carrots. Partially full bag here of baby carrots already peeled. And just looking at these, I'm thinking they're pretty thick. So I think I'm going to take and slice a couple of these thick ones this direction. All right, when you get your carrots cut down the size you want them, lightly coat with olive oil. Lightly coat with honey. I'm using some local Texas honey here since I am cooking in Texas today. More the merrier, I say, for honey. And a little bit of salt and pepper. Go light on that. And coat well. And these will be included in the steam and crisp for about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes tops. Next up is our potatoes for the mashed potatoes. I'm using yellow gold. Why? Because they have super thin skins and means I don't have to peel them. Tastes good, less work. Anyway, these are already washed up, ready to go. Just do a quick inspection, see if you need to take any bad stuff out. And you just need to break these down a little bit for the pressure cooker. And that's good enough right there. Alright, remember this recipe is for the Ninja Foodi 8-quart pressure cooker with the smart lid. This recipe will not work if you don't have steam and crisp function on your Foodi. So let's get the potatoes in the pot. 3/4 of a cup of water. 1/2 of a cup of heavy cream. Couple tablespoons of butter. Now I couldn't find stick butter this time in the store, so I'm using this. This is butter. It has a little canola oil in it, but it'll do the job. So I'm just gonna put a couple scoops in. That's about equivalent to what I want. We're gonna get some salt and pepper in there. Okay, we've got one more thing to prep, and it's not food, but we got to get something ready for the next step. Let's go do it. This is your reversible rack. Comes with the Foodi. This top part releases, so you can have a bottom rack. You can flip it like that. You can put this back on and have a double rack. So what we're gonna do is line this bottom piece of the rack with some foil. You can just tuck the excess underneath, but remember you've got potatoes under here, so you don't want too much foil underneath. So just like this will do the job. And our meatloaf is going to go right here. We're going to get one here and one here. You can leave a little room between between them. Now these are going to shrink up a little bit on us as they cook. That'll help. Now we're going to put this in the pot. Now this part is important. When I go down into the pot, I'm slowly going to swivel it around. What I'm doing is moving those potatoes away from the bottom of the stand so they sit just like that. All right, grab those carrots that we made earlier. And I'm not sure if they're all going to fit in here. We made an awful lot of carrots. But line them up all around the meatloaf. And hopefully don't drop any underneath. But if they fall, it's not the worst thing in the world. So I'm obviously not going to get all the carrots in here. But, you know, we get what we can get. Yeah, I'm gonna get most of them. Just kind of tuck them around the edges here. Just slide this rack forward so that nothing falls through. Look at that, I got them all, guys. Oh, we're gonna put him. There we go. Hold on. Wow, is this amazing or what? Mashed potatoes, 2 meatloaves, and honey glazed carrots in the same pot at the same time, cooking with the same method. This is just an amazing device. Go ahead and close your lid. And I'm sorry, I'm just holding the camera right now. It's a little shaky, but we'll get over it. All right, bring your lever slider to the middle position where it says steam and crisp. Now you also have steam and bake. It's not what we want right now. We're gonna do a steam and crisp. We're gonna go for 365 for 20 minutes. All right, just a reminder, when you position your Ninja Foodi on your counter, when you're using steam and crisp, steam does not come out of here. In fact, you can leave that in any position you want. It doesn't matter. The steam comes out the back vent. So, we are ready to go. Power on. Now, it's going to stay in the preheat mode for up to 10 minutes. Depends on the volume, temperature, etc., etc. So this will probably go 10, 11, 12 minutes in preheat. Then we'll start to steaming. And then we'll start to air frying for the crisp part. And this is going to be amazing. And if we need to add more time, it's very simple. We just turn it back on. So we'll temperature probe it near the end and see how we're doing. And this is going to be great. I'll see you soon. Hey, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, you forgot the ketchup. Well, I did. But I remembered before I got it started. So I just ran and grabbed the ketchup. Put a little on the top. I don't want a whole lot here because we're going to air fry this. And you don't want this to burn up. So, yeah. A little goes a long way. We can always add more later. We got about 7.5 minutes to go, and I wanted to open the lid and have a look and see how we're doing. I've got my instant read thermopen ready to roll. So we're just going to probe those meatloafs. Now we want to open this pretty slow. It's a whole lot of steam and moisture and stuff going on here. Oh, we are looking good. Let's get right down in the middle of one of these. You guys see that? 169, 160, 171, and the carrots are looking good too. Take a good look at the carrots. They're cooking nice. We got 7 minutes to go, and we're going to let it go 7 minutes just to finish it off. And this is going to be amazing. I can't wait. Right straight out of the Foodie. The timer just went off. And I've just set this over on the stove for a second. And what we're going to do is get a platter out somewhere right next to this. And I'm going to get my gloves on, and we're going to remove this rack real carefully and set it on the platter. And then we're going to mash those potatoes underneath and add the cheddar cheese. I've removed the rack. So the meatloafs, the carrots are finished. And this is what the potatoes look like. And we're going to get in there with a wooden spoon and mash them up, add some cheddar cheese, and then plate it up. I am so looking forward to this. All right, I went ahead and moved those potatoes over to another bowl. A little easier to work with. I don't want to damage my Foodie pot. And I'm going to start melting some cheddar cheese down in here. Well, there you go, everybody. One pot cooked at the same time, a meatloaf, cheesy mashed potatoes, and honey glazed carrots. All done in the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker with the smart lid. Let's cut into this meatloaf. I already temperature probed it, so I already know it's cooked perfectly. And this is using the steam and crisp method. Steam and crisp. And let's look at those beautiful, creamy potatoes. Those chunks in them just the way I like it. Super cheesy. Beautiful. All right, guys, we're going to take a bite of all this. We're going to start with those potatoes. Just the way I like them. Lots of flavors. That was really good. All right, let's go for a carrot. Perfectly roasted. Excellent flavor. Man, that's a good carrot. And now, for the finale, the meatloaf. Man, oh man, I think I outdid myself on this one. What a meal. Meatloaf, carrots, potatoes, all done in the same pot. Super easy. I love this Ninja. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, leave me some comments, hit that. I already said bell, didn't I? Hey, I'm saying it again. Hit the bell anyway. And we'll see you real soon on the next video.